Hi everyone, welcome to the Washtenaw County Conservation District's Conservation Series Clips. Today we'll be discussing the Farm Bill and its associated programs designed to help bring conservation to your farm. My name is Erez and I am excited to be able to talk to you about what these programs are and how they can help improve your conservation efforts. A quick note about the Washtenaw County Conservation District. The Washtenaw County Conservation District is here to help with all of your natural resource needs, questions, and concerns. We're excited to offer several services and programs to the tune of natural resources, education, and technical assistance. Our mission is assisting residents with the conservation, management, and wise use of natural resources in Washtenaw County since 1948. As I mentioned, my name is Erez and I'm the Washtenaw County Conservation District's Conservation Technician. What that means is that it's my job to work with you on finding the right conservation programs for your farm and finding the best route towards implementing those programs. I work with the Natural Resource Conservation Service to bring these to you. I have a degree in sustainable agriculture and have been working with the conservation districts for 5 years. As we mentioned, our theme today is the 2018 Farm Bill, and we're going to talk about what exactly that is. So the most recent version of the Farm Bill was passed in 2018 with a new one coming soon. The bill was an expansive bill to address food challenges and agriculture challenges, and a major point of emphasis in the bill was conservation. Funding from the bill helped assure that conservation programs could exist throughout the United States, Michigan, and Washtenaw County in particular. Funding is primarily offered through the USDA's Natural Resource Service, the NRCS, who, as I mentioned, we work closely in order to deliver these programs to you. Some more information about the Farm Bill. It offers both financial and technical assistance. Both of these things go hand in hand and are dependent on one another. Through these two forms of assistance, the Farm Bill helps make conservation practices, activities, and enhancements possible on your farm. The Farm Bill has several areas of focus, and there are a few particular programs that are offered specifically in Washtenaw County. There's HFRP, the Healthy Forest Reserve Program, ASEP, the Agriculture Conservation Easement Program, EQIP, the Environmental Quality Incentive Program, and CSP, the Conservation Stewardship Program. So of those four programs, in Washtenaw County, we really focus on CSP, the Conservation Stewardship Program, and EQIP, the Environmental Quality Incentive Program. The EQIP program addresses natural resource concerns and delivers environmental benefits such as improved water quality and air quality, conserved ground and surface water, increased soil health, and reduced soil erosion and sedimentation. It'll help improve or create wildlife habitat and mitigation against drought and increasing weather volatility. Some benefits include reduction of contamination from agriculture sources such as animal feeding operations and things such as runoff from fertilizer use, helps efficient utilization of nutrients, reducing input costs and reduction in non-point source pollution. You also will see increased soil health to help mitigate against increasing weather volatility and improve drought resiliency. Some pretty common things that you'll see with EQIP, especially in this area, are hoop houses to address season extension and plant health. You'll see fueling facilities. So a lot of farms will work with the Farm Bill programs like EQIP in order to replace their old fuel tanks that could be a threat to the environment because of leaks. You'll see stream bank crossings, which is a popular one and pretty important because as an environmental quality program, we're here to help protect the stream banks from cattle erosion or livestock erosion on the banks. You can see a similar thing on this bottom picture with fencing to keep cattle out of a stream. Another popular one is a mortality building or compost facility. So depending on what you're doing, that could be an appropriate thing for you. These are only 5 examples, but there are hundreds. There are hundreds. So whatever it is that you might feel the need to improve with your farm, there's a good chance that EQIP can help cover that. The next program, the Conservation Stewardship Program, or CSP, helps agriculture producers maintain and improve their existing conservation systems and adopt additional conservation activities to address priority resource concerns. Participants can earn CSP payments for conservation performance. The higher performance, the higher the payment. So a way of thinking about this is if you've already gone through CSP, or if you're already doing conservation programs, we're going to take that conservation effort to the next level. That's a pretty common saying in this world. When it comes to CSP, it's taking conservation to the next level. So we really want to focus on producers who are already doing something conservation minded, and we're just going to add to that. The past few years, there have been a renewed focus and large emphasis on this program, particularly in this upcoming fiscal year in Washtenaw County in the River Raisin watershed. As I mentioned, the program is ideal for farmers who have already gone through EQIP or the Michigan Agriculture Environmental Assurance Program, MEAP. Builds on existing conservation efforts while strengthening the operation. And a few of the many benefits are that you'll see enhanced resiliency to weather and market volatility and a decreased need for agricultural inputs. Similar to EQIP, there are a whole lot of programs that could make sense for your farm. Some very common things that you'll see, some very common things that you'll see with this are grass waterways over here, grazing management plans. So with EQIP, you already have your infrastructure, you get the livestock watering, you get the fencing, and with CSP, we're going to help make a plan to really implement that practice. You'll also see pollinator habitats be put in along cropping systems. So these are just 3 examples, but again, there are all sorts of examples, and if you're already doing a conservation practice, there's a really good chance that there's a way we can build on that and contribute to what you're doing. There's a few points I want to make because EQIP and CSP can often be confused. So with EQIP, it's really addressing primary resource concerns. An example can include putting in a hoop house like we talked about, or a high tunnel, a fueling facility, or an agrochemical handling facility. That's all to address really a one-time treatable resource concern, like we discussed when we talked about EQIP. Well, on the other hand, with CSP, we're doing enhancements to already existing practices. So an example can include the rotational grazing plan, like we mentioned, adding cover crops enhancements. So if you already went through EQIP and got cover crops, with the CSP, we'll be building on that. If you already have a cover crop system with one seed or species, CSP will add another one. So we're really taking it to the next level. Another common one is no-till. So we'll work with you on implementing a no-till conservation system. And this is just another example, like we mentioned just now, with the soil erosion. EQIP, you might get a cover crop prescription, while in CSP, we'll be building on that. And the same goes with grazing management. So on EQIP, you'll get that infrastructure, and really that first primary way of treating the resource concern, while with CSP, we'll focus on the actual plan to address a resource concern. So again, EQIP is like a one-time thing. In CSP, we're really focusing on practices and improving resource concerns through that practice. So to get started with these programs, pretty simple steps. Contact the Conservation District to set up an appointment. I'll tell you my contact info in a minute. Together, we'll develop a plan, and I'll come out, do a site visit, and we'll really focus on your goals and see what program, what practices, what will make sense for you. We'll fill out an application and some other documentation. Together, we'll review the plan when it's done, and it will be submitted by me or a technician. And then you'll wait for the NRCS selection process to be complete. A note about that is that it could take up to a year. So if this is something you're interested in, it's really important to get going as soon as you can. And then once your plan is selected, if it is selected, you will then implement it, and we will, of course, be in touch and work with you on making sure that you follow all the steps that we put together during the planning process. So me as a technician, I'm here to serve you, to help make sure that you have access to these programs. Again, there's a wide variety of programs that could make sense for you, and the best way to figure out what makes sense is to just get a hold of me and we will have a conversation. If there's something specific you're interested in, even better, and we'll go from there. So again, my name is Erez. I'm the conservation technician at the Washtenaw County Conservation District. You can email me at erez@washtenaw.cd.org. My office number is 734-302-8714, and my cell phone number is 248-752-0865. I want to thank you for tuning in, and really we look forward to working with you and bringing these conservation practices to you. Have a great day.